Okay, guys, so I want y'all to see my wagon. This is how I get in and out in one without any help. All right, y'all. I hope you guys can hear me on here because I don't want to have to do it. This is like take three. But I believe I am going to persevere and share this word of encouragement and admonishment today. So, as you guys saw in my first clip, and I feel like this audio is going to be weird because it's going to be coming through my car speaker, but we're going to try it and see. As you guys saw in the first clip, my wagon that I use when I travel, whether it is, to help me move my luggage around, or like if I'm at a vendor table, or if I have an event that I'm hosting or one that I'm going to, when I'm doing my own stuff, it's helpful. I have learned to travel a little bit lighter, but sometimes even in traveling light, in order to have everything I need with me, I need a little help. And if I'm by myself, which I normally am, that wagon like comes in so clutch. Shout out to my sister for being the first person that I really saw using one all the time and how helpful it was. And so I got me one. I noticed too when I travel, people are always like, "Oh, that's a smart idea. We need to get one of those for when we travel." Like I see like families and stuff, and I've had more than one person tell me like, "Oh, that's a really cute idea. I should do that." So I just thought about how, in general, sometimes if we are in a certain space in life for an extended period of time, we make adaptations. We really kind of do that in every situation, whether it's a new job, a new car, um, going from whatever kind of car you used to drive to a different kind of car. Whether that is like a increase in value or decrease. It just is a change. You can get the exact same car, and it still feels a little different when you're driving the new car. So you have to make adaptations. You have to um, kind of get stuff situated to where it works for you. And so I was just thinking, like, Lord, I thank you. I'm just very grateful in simple things. Like, it just feels so good to seamlessly come out of a hotel and not have to wait for the somebody to bring a cart back, or sometimes the carts don't function well. I like to be able to get in and out. And sometimes it doesn't work that way, but most times it can. So I'm thankful for that simple adaptation. But that actually made me think of a thought that runs a lot deeper for many of us who can be very self sufficient. And I know this may relate well to a lot of single women, especially if you are single at a bit of an older age. You have learned to um, you have learned to do things for yourself. Everybody's different. Some people may utilize help more than others. Some people may have help more available to them than others. And some people simply are just used to being the one to do stuff, and you're the one that's helping other people. And maybe in your experience, you haven't had people to be efficient or to do what you need done, basically. So you've just learned to do things on your own. Or you could be someone who there are people to help you, but you just rather move on your own because you feel like it's quicker. And for some people, it's out of fear of disappointment. Or for some people, it is because you've been disappointed. I don't know. You may do things a lot of things on your own just because. It's not a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing if you don't take that self sufficiency and properly submit that to what God is doing in your life and what He's teaching you in this season in preparation for the next. Or maybe He's, working on you and causing you to grow in your current state. So I just thought about how an adaptation in one season can be an impediment in the next. And I think another good example of that for me, and I talked about this in my shout out to Deeper Business Network. I'm a part of that, and I'm very grateful for the people there and those who poured into us and just being a part of that community. And so, in reflection, one of the things for myself that I know um, I am intentionally working on is actually being less self sufficient in my business in ministry, relying on God for the things that I can do myself, but at the same time, not holding on to tasks or even parts of my vision that someone else can actually do and execute it um, more efficiently and with a better use of time and resources. I use, for example, doing like graphic stuff. I don't mind doing that stuff. I'm very thankful that I have learned the skill. I'm very thankful for Canva because I am nobody's graphic artist. But I do have an eye for stuff that looks pretty good. I have adapted, and I very well use my adaptation to use Canva and to use other like apps to do stuff. But that's actually not my strength. That's not my strong point. For certain people it might seem like a strength and I might can do a flyer or something for them because they don't know how to use the apps and stuff at all. But for someone who actually does that, for someone who actually has an eye for creating brand identity and all of that stuff, like I have to be able to know when do I need to defer to someone who is actually going to be a blessing to them for their business to be patronized and they can do something much better than me and maybe even in less time than I would take. Now, if I allow past disappointments, because I look back on times where like I said, you know what, for this particular thing, I'm gonna hire this out, and I've had bad experiences. Like I won't even go there. I've had weird experiences, but part of that is on me because sometimes let's just say this, everybody can't go. Sometimes you try to reach back you know, and sometimes everybody can't go. That's just how it goes. And that's something I have to accept. A whole another conversation, another area of character that is being built in me. Yeah, I could let past experiences say like the last time I tried to hire someone and they did this, that, and the third. They didn't do the stuff on time. They was playing games. They was doing all of this bunch of craziness. That's why I do everything myself. I can't take that mindset into the next thing that I go. Now, if I have to do it myself, I don't have any problems doing it. I'm not above doing it at all. But if it's going to take me 3 days to do something that I can actually spend the time, for example, if I'm writing something, if I could actually spend the time on the manuscript and let somebody else take care of the looks of the thing, why not do that? So that's just a little bit of a lengthy example of how an adaptation can turn into an impediment. God gives you the skills, the ingenuity, the creativity, the desire to obey Him, to step out into something. And so, in a particular time and space, you cling. This is your baby. You want to keep it alive and you want it to thrive. But if the baby needs more than what you can give, but you can't open your hands and let the person who has the thing to give it, then you're becoming a hindrance to your own the growth of your own baby. So apparently this wasn't just for singles. It started out being just a thought for singles, particularly single women, because I know your experience, older single women, I know your experience, um, to a degree. Everyone's experience is different. Um, Trying to cling to everything, especially when people want to help you, it can be a hindrance. It can be an impediment because sometimes you allowing people to help you is actually showing love and care and trust and allowing a space for growth, allowing a space for relationships to grow and become richer and deeper and allow for the things that God wants to do through those relationships. So that's my encouragement.